There's something deeply unsettling about watching people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s move with strength, ascend stairs, and carry on with life by their own design, almost as if they're defying the silent, inevitable decay that waits for everyone. The fading of muscle and the loss of mobility with age isn't random, nor is it merciful. Rare souls who hold on to their independence in later years have clawed for it, dedicating themselves to routines, nourishing their bodies, making unspoken bargains with time. Yet there's a sinister turn. Today's food, stripped bare by voracious farming and ravaged soil, offers far less of what the body desperately needs. Elderly folks, scrambling for an edge, turn to supplements in droves, hoping to shore up what the earth can no longer give. But these chemical aids aren't as benign as they appear. Unbeknownst to many, some of the most common vitamins can start destroying your strength from the inside out, chipping away at your control and stability, all while you think you're protecting yourself. This video will expose the 5 most dangerous culprits. Vitamins that, when taken incorrectly, may quietly erode your legs and balance. The last one, in particular, might be the stealthiest threat of all. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel before we shine a light on what you need to know. This information manages to reach a wider audience, particularly those who truly need it, people who deserve the chance to stay strong and self-reliant for as long as they can. Let's look more closely at the details. First, vitamin D. It's essential for keeping bones, muscles, and movement in decent shape, which becomes more critical as we grow older. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium, keeps the immune system working, and is linked to proper muscle function. Yet, it's hard to imagine that something so basic could actually lead to weaker legs. But unfortunately, that can happen. There's a missing piece. Vitamin D works best alongside 2 other nutrients, vitamin K2 and magnesium. Without these, the body struggles to handle calcium correctly, which means calcium can end up in the wrong places: arteries, joints, even muscles. That's where the trouble starts. Research shows that taking too much vitamin D without enough K2 and magnesium can cause cramps, weakness, stiffness, and pain, especially in the legs. One study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition highlights that an imbalance between vitamin D and K2 can raise the risk of calcium buildup in the arteries, possibly affecting blood flow and muscle health in the lower body. There's also a risk with long-term, excessive intake. Going above 4,000 IU a day without balancing the other nutrients can lead to toxicity. All of this adds a somber note. Something intended to help can, if approached the wrong way, take away strength instead. When this condition is present, the body's mineral balance can become unsettled, sometimes bringing on exhaustion, weakness, or even subtle changes in the nerves and muscles that can feel unexpectedly discouraging. Many people wonder about the right approach for vitamin D supplementation, hoping for some relief. Maintaining a careful relationship between vitamin D3 and K2 seems necessary for the best outcome. Experts suggest pairing every 1,000 IU of D3 with 10 micrograms of K2. An attempt to restore what's missing or lost. So, for a dose of 5,000 IU of D3, it becomes just as important to match it with 50 micrograms of K2, as if looking for something to hold on to. Overlook magnesium either. It silently assists with vitamin D activation and helps keep calcium from causing more harm than intended. Speaking of calcium, while it's often marketed as indispensable for aging bones, especially to seniors who may already feel vulnerable or overlooked, incorrect supplementation can sometimes make things worse and deepen the struggle rather than ease it. Older adults are frequently advised to add calcium supplements to their daily regimen to boost bone health and lower the risk of fractures. But the situation is more complex than that. Calcium supplements can actually undermine leg strength and increase the chances of falls and fractures, especially if other vital nutrients are missing. Calcium doesn't automatically move to your bones by itself. It needs support from vitamin D, vitamin K2, and magnesium to be directed where it's needed. Without these, calcium may end up settling in soft tissues like arteries and muscles, causing stiffness, reduced circulation, cramps, and even leg pain. Notably, a 2010 study in the British Medical Journal found that calcium supplementation by itself, without vitamin D, was associated with an increased heart attack risk. More recently, research reported in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society noted that high-dose calcium supplements did not significantly lower fracture rates in older adults, but instead were tied to muscle weakness and decreased mobility. The takeaway: it's generally better to get calcium from food rather than from supplements. Dietary calcium is absorbed slowly, alongside other nutrients that help it function more effectively in your body. You might try adding dark leafy greens, sesame seeds, sardines, almonds, tofu, and some low-oxalate vegetables like bok choy to your meals. These foods give your body calcium it can actually use, making it less likely you'll run into problems from too much building up inside you. For older adults, it's wise to hold back on calcium supplements, unless a doctor insists, and they come with all the right supporting nutrients. If these details get overlooked, what follows over the years is often a slow fading of leg strength, and with that, the freedom to move easily slips away too. Vitamin A is another piece of the puzzle, quietly running many systems behind the scenes. People don't expect it, but this nutrient, so helpful for your eyes, immune response, and skin, can, when too abundant, gnaw away at the stability you might be depending on. Yet, a large share of older adults end up with far more vitamin A than their bodies are asking for. It doesn't happen because anyone tries. It's just that so many take multiple pills each day, a multivitamin. Something said to help bones, another for immune support. They add up silently. You may believe you're doing the right thing, but day after day, you could be far surpassing the safe limit of vitamin A, never really meaning to, never noticing. The real trouble with vitamin A is that it hides in so many bottles and capsules, piling up before you realize what's lost. When you take a closer look, it turns out that you often take in much more than the recommended daily amount, sometimes without even realizing it. That's where the real worry about vitamin A lies. Unlike water-soluble vitamins like C and the BS, which your body can flush away if you get too much, vitamin A is fat-soluble. This means it stays behind, building up in your liver and fat tissue over time. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the levels can climb too high and become dangerous. What does this mean for your legs? Studies show that too much vitamin A can gradually wear down your muscles and bones, leave you unusually tired, cause nagging joint pain, and even set you up for fractures. One new review from the New England Journal of Medicine found that long-term heavy intake of vitamin A is linked to lower bone density and a greater chance of broken bones, especially in older adults. This means your legs end up weaker and the odds of falling go up, a risk that creeps in quietly. The highest amount that's still considered safe for adults is 3,000 micrograms of preformed vitamin A a day. That's the total from all sources, supplements, enriched foods, and more. Beta-carotene, the type from plants, is a little less risky, but if you take it in large amounts, even that can add up, especially from supplements. If you're taking more than one vitamin, all these numbers can quietly stack up. It's worth reading the labels carefully so nothing slips by unnoticed. You may be taking in more vitamin A than you realize, which over time could subtly erode your leg strength, energy, and independence. Vitamin E is celebrated for its antioxidant power and support for heart health. But there's an important issue that's easily missed, especially by older adults. Taking vitamin E incorrectly or in too large an amount can diminish muscle strength and sap your overall vitality. One key point to watch for: synthetic vitamin E often appears on labels as DL-alpha tocopherol. This version is common in low-cost supplements, but the body processes it differently than natural forms. Research links high doses of synthetic vitamin E to muscle weakness, tiredness, and issues with muscle and nerve function, particularly in seniors. Even high intakes of natural vitamin E can be unsafe. Like vitamin A, vitamin E is fat-soluble, so it can build up over time. Too much may interfere with vitamin K, cause excessive blood thinning, and harm muscle or nerve health. Studies have shown that supplementing with over 400 IU of vitamin E per day, especially for older people, might increase risk of death from any cause and worsen muscle function. Striking the right balance and avoiding excess makes all the difference. For those advancing in age, it's far safer to remain within the cold boundaries of dietary guidelines. About 15 ng or 22.4 international units per day for adults. This sum shadows both what is consumed through food and what is added in pill form, as if watching for excess in every corner. The true question haunts: how do you draw vitamin E without being led astray? Tocotrienols, the stronger, more elusive version of vitamin E, should be hunted down in the wild, buried deep within whole foods, not conjured in isolated, high-dose capsules that lurk with hidden dangers. They hide in the depths of red palm oil, rice bran oil, annatto, and the hushed realms of nuts and seeds. The supposed promise of antioxidants is delivered quietly, bypassing the ominous threats tied to high levels of tocopherol. If your meals are already rich in foods thick with healthy fats, seeds, oils, and nuts, there may be no need to reach for a supplement. The shadows do not call your name. But if the pull is too strong and you must proceed, choose only a mixed tocotrienol formula. Watch your dose with unwavering vigilance. Remain careful that what is meant to shield your health does not, with subtle persistence, steal your mobility in the night. Vitamin B6 still is unavoidably necessary, lingering just below the surface, weaving its influence through your body's hidden workings. Vitamin B6 plays a role in protein metabolism, supports cognitive development, and is necessary for making neurotransmitters. Sufficient vitamin B6 is important for keeping your body functioning well. Out of all the vitamins we've touched on today, this one might actually pose the greatest risk to your legs, a fact many people don't realize. Our spotlight is on vitamin B6. To be clear, vitamin B6 isn't inherently dangerous. It's necessary for nerve health, the formation of red blood cells, and maintaining proper brain function. Your body does need it. The real concern comes down to how much people are getting, especially from supplements. For those older than 50, the recommended daily intake of vitamin B6 is about 1.5 to 1.7 mg. Yet, most stores sell supplements with 50, 100, or even 500 mg per serving, far exceeding what your body actually requires. This excessive intake carries specific risks. Even though B6 is water-soluble, large doses can accumulate and become toxic. Studies show that consistently taking doses higher than 500 mg per day can cause serious nerve damage. The symptoms typically start as tingling, numbness, burning, or pins and needle sensation in the feet and legs. Without proper attention, this issue can result in muscle weakness, poor coordination, and difficulty walking. Among older adults, this could mean less confidence when standing, trouble climbing stairs, and problems staying mobile. Recent neurological studies have shown that taking high doses of vitamin B6 supplements for a long time may bring on sensory neuropathy, a nerve disorder that can seriously impact leg strength and mobility. What's even more troubling is that these symptoms might persist even after stopping the supplements. Whenever you use a multivitamin, B-complex, energy supplement, or mood booster, carefully check the total B6 content. Many people unknowingly take several products containing large amounts of B6, assuming it's harmless because it's water-soluble. But when it comes to your nerves and legs, that isn't the case. Aim to get B6 from foods like bananas, chickpeas, salmon, and potatoes. If supplements are needed, keep the dosage between 10 and 20 mg, unless higher amounts are specifically recommended by your healthcare provider. There's a deeper warning lurking here, one that cannot be ignored. Anyone taking vitamin B9, whether folic acid or folate, should be aware of a hidden danger without sufficient vitamin B12. The signs of B12 deficiency can silently vanish from blood tests, masking a threat that grows in the shadows. B12 deficiency is not benign. It feeds on your nerves, quietly eroding leg strength, disrupting balance, and unraveling your mind. Protecting your nervous system and clinging to your independence requires B12 in a potent form like methylcobalamin or adenosylcobalamin, especially as the cruel passage of age weakens the body's ability to absorb this crucial nutrient. You've now seen which vitamins, when mismanaged, can slowly sap the strength from your legs, leaving you vulnerable. Beyond avoiding these pitfalls, there's a race against time to seize every advantage you can, natural ways to fortify and reclaim your strength so you don't find yourself among the shadows, unable to rise. In this game, the victors are those who move, who do not surrender to inertia. The old warning rings truer than ever: neglect your legs, and they will betray you. Each day you walk, squat, or climb, you resist the creeping decay. But beware, give in to stillness, and you invite weakness and rigidity that settle in faster than you ever thought possible. This is not a gentle decline, it is a descent. Stay vigilant, keep moving. Begin by turning a critical eye on your diet, especially when it comes to carbohydrates. The inviting allure of sugar-laden and refined foods, bread, pasta, sweets, has a price-surging insulin that quietly stokes the fires of inflammation, eroding your muscle mass in the shadows. As the years slip by, your body's ability to fend off the chaos of fluctuating blood sugar wanes, leaving you more vulnerable. The more you cling to these processed comforts, the more you risk sapping your strength and vitality. Banishing them from your plate can restore energy you thought was lost to time. Then there's sunlight, a force both vital and often overlooked. Regular exposure draws out vitamin D, stabilizes your mood, sharpens your sleep, balances your hormones. Yet for many, the sun remains a stranger. Even a brief encounter, 15 to 30 minutes, a few times each week, particularly when you move beneath its gaze, can shift the course of your well-being. Magnesium, too, lurks unnoticed, its absence weakening muscle, muddling nerve signals, and throttling your energy. The slow drain goes undetected in most people over 60. They don't know what's slipping away. Remedy this with dark, leafy spinach, earthy pumpkin seeds, or a well-chosen supplement. Magnesium glycinate or malate are kinder to your insides and more readily absorbed. Water, protein, sleep. These form the final line of defense. Ignore them, and you invite fatigue, frailty, and unrest to take root. The basics are often brushed aside, but neglecting them can set the stage for gradual decay, muscle weakening, and fading mobility as years creep forward. Supplementation is not a matter to take lightly. Beware, what you put in your body may silently clash behind the scenes. So scrutinize every pill and powder. Question whether you truly need them, or if you're just chasing shadows. No supplement replaces the power of building your health from the roots. Adopting what's natural before trusting anything concocted in a lab. Ignore these warnings, and you may find yourself paying a slow price. If you found value in this, share it with those you care about, and subscribe. Otherwise, insights like these may sink beneath the surface and vanish. Your legs carry you through the years. Neglect them, and you could stumble into darkness. Thank you for lingering